Right, back at it again. We have done Yaktel, CNC Freebird. We've done all our things around that. And now we're going to go and do the MSQ of, I assume, Uklamat's Ascension. Peshkawa. Oh, cutscenes in sequence. Okie dokie. Beaming at you. Welcome back, and may I congratulate you on Uklamat's victory in the Rite of Succession. It is our great honour to host the comrades of our future Dawn Servant. Such a grand journey has doubtless left you fatigued. Please relax and enjoy your stay. Going to go back into the holiday home. Sometime later. Knockety knock. What's Kona? Surprised to see me? I suppose it's only natural. May I come in? Nodders. I haven't properly thanked you. Concern? That my sister was able to realize her potential is testament to the quality of her travelling companions, particularly you. For that, you have my heartfelt gratitude. Nodders? No, not nodders. Oh, did I only use you in my position? We'll come out did all the work. My primary business in calling is to deliver a message from Lamati. As you well know, after the Ascension ceremony she will officially take up the mantle of Dawn Servant. She has expressed a desire for you to accept a post within her administration, while making no mention of me. You needn't decide immediately. My sister will broach the matter with you again after the ceremony. Whether you continue to assist Lamati or not is up to you. That is all, if you'll excuse me. She must think that they're going to rule together. They must, surely. You have become someone irreplaceable to her. As a brother, I acknowledge that with no little jealousy. But believe me when I say that I hope you will stay by her side. And thus it arrived. I was half expecting Arenville to talk. The day of the Dawn Servant Ascension ceremony. Ooh, lots of NPCs.
What a crowd! As befits the changing of Dawn Servants.
That's the new tablet.
It's starting.
The Dawn Servant!
Look! He's here!
The head of reason is resting again. Thought he'd grace us for this occasion at least.
People of Tuliolal, you honor us with your presence. For on this auspicious day, we witness the dusking of one era and the dawning of the next. The succession of Dawn Servants. But I've talked for long enough. Allow me to present a claimant whose determination, wisdom, and compassion guided them to triumph in the City of Gold. My daughter, Wook Lamat.
Huzzah! Huzzah! Long live the Dawn Servant! Long live Tuliolal!
Growing up in this city, I used to think I knew all there was to know about Tuliolal. But my journey showed me how much I had yet to learn about the cultures, histories, and aspirations of this nation. Through the time-honored Ihana, the Hanuhanu taught me how they nourish and cultivate both the land and their bonds with visitors. And with their alpacas and tradecraft, the Pelupelu showed me the depths of their patience and fortitude, to know when to push through and when not to push your luck. From the Moblins and their artisans, I gained insight into the power of creativity, that it is when we are filled with passion and bolstered by the support of others that we produce our best works. And in Kozamauka, I was moved by the history and hopes of the Yokhui, who believe that death isn't the end, that we live on so long as we're remembered. I felt joy and harmony in Yaktel when I tasted Shebruk Bibil, the dish that marked the beginning of peace between the Shebral and Mamurja after centuries of warfare. And I felt sorrow in Mamuk when I met with those who placed their faith in the promise of blessed siblings, and for this were burdened with great suffering. Through the understanding we forged, I'm hopeful that they will find what they seek through friendship and community, for we are all Turali.
Understanding with Mamuk? What sorcery did she use on them?
Even he's here.
All of which is to say that, as I've come to know our nation, I've seen the ways in which we thrive, and the ways in which we still struggle. Some in Kozamauka must resort to banditry to survive. A faction of Yokhui still cling to dreams of conquest. Not everyone lives in peace and plenty. And there's still so much of Tuliolal I don't know. Places I haven't seen, and people I haven't met. That's why I hope to keep learning about and from you, that we might build a nation where everyone knows happiness. Because if there's one thing my journey has taught me, it's that your happiness is my happiness! I say mine, but the Dawn servant doesn't need to be a single person, does it?
Introducing Kona. This music slaps.
Oh dear. What is she doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Superhero landing.
My father led Tulihiolau to prosperity by the resolve and reason of his 2 heads. But my one head can only get us so far. To further change our nation for the better, I'll need someone else. Someone with the knowledge and insight that I lack. So what do you say? Be Dawn servant with me, Kona?
Are you hiding? Well, he's in the crowd.
Ramachi, are you certain?
Absolutely. You take reason, and I take resolve. Together, we make a full Dawn servant.
You'll have no objections from me, of course. But mine is not the approval you need.
During my time abroad, I experienced the benefits of foreign technologies, some of which I introduced to our nation. Dirigibles now soar the sky in the south, while locomotives traverse the land in the north. I was convinced that by imitating foreign powers, we could assert our strength and thereby deter invasion. Yet despite my intentions, I failed to understand what I was too eager to cast aside, and the very people I wish to protect. My own journey has taught me that culture isn't a hindrance to progress, but a shared value that binds us, connecting lives and generations. With your blessing, I vow to help Tulihiolau prosper in a way that honors the hopes and heritage of all her peoples. My esteemed predecessor would accept nothing less. For ultimately, I harbor the same wish as my sister. To give you cause to smile. That is my heartfelt desire.
Glad this didn't go to waste.
And she already had it made for him. Yep.
This is the Lay of Legacy, the part of the Tulihyola saga where you and I become the next Dawn servant.
Good heavens! Don't tell me this is what kept you so busy ahead of the ceremony.
Just so you know, I didn't decide this on a whim. After reflecting on all we've been through, I realized it was the only answer.
With this, both my brother and I have worthy successors. He would have been proud.
Yeah, there's something going on here with the head.
Of course you knew.
Is he dead?
It's been 3 years
Oh,
since
damn.
my brother left us.
It cannot be. The head of reason is no longer with us.
That's another reason why I wanted to
Tragic
step down.
tidings.
I didn't want to believe it.
I'm sorry I never told you. We wanted the people to rest easy until our successor could be chosen. Planning the right was my brother's final duty. He was determined for it to serve the nation's best interests, and labored nigh without cease. And then he died, forcing me to do the actual work. A sneaky bastard. But he did well. I have to give him that. The outcome speaks for itself. Though not quite to the original script, your new Dawn servant rises. May they shine resplendent, and their rule bring light ever greater to Tuliolol.
It was cool. And the music was really good as well. This game, man. This game. The head of reason was very wise indeed to devise something so elaborate and meaningful as the rite of succession. 'Tis a shame he could not be here to bear witness to the end. A bittersweet celebration to be sure, but I'm glad Wuklemat finally got the recognition she deserves. She might have told someone what she was planning, but Wuklemat does not act without the best interests of people in mind. Kryl. Wuklemat was brilliant up there, wasn't she? The part with the second promise was surprising, but between the two of them, I dare say our new Dawn servants will be capable of anything. The future of Tuliolol is bright indeed. But, we still have a City of Gold to go and see. Is this another meanwhile? Yeah. Is this where we're going to see the first promise as well? I would say is that the dude who's smuggling supplies to them, but that was a side quest, so it wouldn't be part of the main story, surely.
Changes in the air. And it's all because of our little firebrand. Every Ilmer father's daughter, that one. I'll be watching where you steer this nation, lass. With what time I've got left.
So he's going to be in the story mall? Question mark? I would imagine so, because we didn't see much of him for the standard of his character. He's this legendary explorer, and we spent very little time with him. Unless something's about to go down, which could well be the case given this is Final Fantasy. Yeah, because someone's watching him. Of course. Oh dear. The crowd is brimming with pride. Oh, an orchestrion. Well, Clemart has truly come into her own, has she not? Indeed, even as she moved the people with her heartfelt words, she retained her characteristic spontaneity, as evidenced by her nomination of Kona as fellow Dawn servant. As sudden as it was, I would like to believe she gave it all due consideration. She could do far worse. Kona completed every feat except the last, and that he only forfeited to help Clemart secure victory. I look forward to seeing how Tuliyola will prosper under their care. Orders? Here she comes. Everyone, thank you for coming. I could see you all perfectly from up there. That was an impressive speech, Dawn Servant. I told you, no titles. Besides, after everything we've been through together, you're nothing less than family. So, like my family does, I'd like you to call me Lamati. I tried to pronounce it correctly, just like me, for instance. Oh, don't worry about that. However you say it, I know it'll be with love. If we do mispronounce it, please correct us, but it would be my honour to call you Lamati. Mine as well. Indeed, consider us your Eorzean cousins, if such a notion appeals to you. Eorzean cousins. It's a little embarrassing, but not in a bad way. There's still lots I'd like to say, but I need to make my rounds first. I want to thank my supporters who are visiting for the occasion. Could you wait for me here? Of course, we'll keep ourselves entertained. That said, would you join me, Bitter? Rutro nodders. Wonderful. Come and meet me outside the Winged Walk, then. I'm just got to have a stretch. Let's carry on. Ready? Let's go. Our first stop is Auntie's Tacos, and not just for a snack, I promise. Hook Evu and Mablu should be there. She's accompanying us. We just want to run down? I may as well just run down. Then we can give thoughts on what madness is going to occur. So someone's just clapped Kettenram, which means he must have something with the City of Gold. Is that this key, this like hourglass key that kept showing up in the trailer? So obviously we still have that whole thread to pull on, and Kryl still wants to go there. Obviously we all still want to go there. I don't know if that's with the I can't remember his name, Jural? I can't remember what his bloody name is, but the first promise. So it's still something to do with him. I wouldn't be surprised if he's the one who jumped and clapped Kettenram. If it's not him, then it will be his minion, Palpatine, Chameleon. So there's still lots to do. And inevitably we're going to go to the city, so we have to go and explore it. Oh, So much to do. Now then. Dawn Servant Wuklamat, words cannot well express the profound joy your ascension has brought me. No need for formalities, I'm still the same old me. Alright then, I shall go through formalities. Oh, but I cannot! You are Dawn Servant! Too disrespectful it is to address you without your due title. As Dawn Servant, I'm ordering you not to bother with formalities. Alright then, I won't bother anymore. I could more easily converse with a drunken alpaca. Thank you for helping Wuklamat become Dawn Servant, Bitter. Political opinions in our community may be divided, but the Dawn Servant's ascension presents us all with a prime opportunity, which is why I convinced everyone to participate in a commemorative sales campaign. Ever the merchant. A wonderful plan, no? My first big undertaking as a merchant. I do like the sound of a sale, so long as I'm not persuaded to buy too much. It's so good to see all of you again. I wanted to personally thank each of you for your help. The feat of reeds and the feat of gold are my first true tests as a claimant. If not for your guidance, I would have failed the right of succession before I fully understood its importance. Now that you've given me a taste for celebrating culture, I can't wait to see what else Tuliolol has to offer, in Dawntrail for instance. As always, you must observe proper etiquette. I would be happy to offer my services as a tutor, should you desire them. I can think of no better instructor. I'll be sure to bring Kona as well. Your duties as Dawn Servant will be plentiful, but don't forget your promise to attend the Hihana next season. Of course, I wouldn't miss it. When I've made a name for myself as a merchant, I'll come by the palace and tell you about my biggest sales. I look forward to it. I have been personally attending to your alpaca's care. Dare we hope to see you at the ranch again? Tell my fluffy, spit-filled friend that Wuklamat will visit soon. Anyway, you'll have to excuse us. Oh, you haven't seen Fonjintain around here, have you? A tall, slim fellow with long, pointy ears. I saw a man matching that description by the weapons dealer in Bayside Bevy, in the company of a moblin and a pair of Yokui, if I remember correctly. Bayside Bevy, got it. Is our next stop then? Enjoy the festivities, everyone, and the tacos. That's a good point. When do we get Yastola and Graha? It must be after we've been into the City of Gold, surely. We know they're coming. They were in the goddamn trailer. Graha was eating tacos and Yastola was going through tablets. She was doing like a rubbing or something of a tablet when she got disturbed by the little squirrel. So, I'm still waiting for the crazy to happen. Level 96, and I think the quests are at 97 now? No, 95, so I'm one level ahead of the quest. So essentially we are halfway through the story. So yeah, we still have full crazy to happen. There's Rakarok, Zermawur, Fonjintain. Wuklamat, Dawn Servant. Bitter, you honour us with your presence. Thank you for coming, everyone. I know the journey to Tuliolol isn't a short one. We've got a long road worth the travel to congratulate new Dawn Servants. To hear the head of reason has passed brings me sorrow, but we who remember him will ensure he lives on. May the accolades of this day be as offerings to the future he envisioned. The High Luminary and I attend on behalf of Warlord's Echo. Had our people come en masse, we would have been an obstruction. Shakes head. Nonsense, you're always welcome, all of you. This is your city as much as anyone's. I'm glad to see you hale and whole, Bitter. Though I know little of the particulars, I can only imagine your latest adventure has been both long and colourful. Beginning with near shipwreck, if you'll remember, yet here we stand, celebrating the ascension of your claimant. When my journey began, I thought of only preserving the peace that my father worked so hard to create. But the feat of pots, the feat of proof, and the feat of ice showed me that peace is not simply the absence of war. Being able to live together in safety and happiness, that was what my father envisioned for this nation, and that's the Tuliolol that I want for you all. So I promise you this, as Dawn Servant, I will do everything I can to bring that same happiness to the bandits in Cosamalca and the Yokui of Chihuahua Sultan. I won't forsake them. Ugh, so many words. As I was moved by your father's influence, so too may the Chihuahua come to accept your peace. Their beliefs have stood for a millennium. While not easily shifted, neither are they immutable. Well, I can be pretty determined. They'll come around eventually, mark my words. I can vouch for the efficacy of such determination. Thanks to the Moblin's hospitality, I've been able to rediscover the joy of my craft and honour my father's legacy. Now that good living is secure, the village overflows with field smiles. Such cooperation between help hands and potsworn is the very spirit of a healthy pot pact. A partnership like yours is bound to be fruitful. I look forward to seeing the fantastic pieces you produce. Onward. There are some other people I'd like to see, so we should take our leave. Let's try to find Hunmuruk. Go and see her proper dad. Maybe they can have a proper talk. There's your barracks. I believe I saw him on the sands below. The Gleam Sands, thank you. Enjoy your time in the city, and remember, this will always be your home too. Sweet. This won't be the last we see of everyone. We're only halfway through the goddamn story. This just madness is yet to occur, and we're still going to need everyone's help. It's nice that we're like doing the rounds though. We'll take the slightly scenic route. Hey, everybody's here. My, you honour us with a personal visit, Dawn Servant. Congratulations upon your ascension. No, none of that. My title may have changed, but I'm still just Wu Clement. More than just, I'd say. You've grown into a leader fit for this nation. Your father must be proud. I hope so, but big events like this make me wonder, you know, what my birth parents might say if they knew. I imagine they would say that it fills their hearts with joy to see the strong, compassionate woman you've become. I owe you my thanks as well for fulfilling your promise to me. Others? I told Bakul Jaja to stay with us so he could congratulate you all in person. But he marched off, muttering something about not being able to face you just yet. The boy needs purpose. Purpose beyond catering to the demands of others. He was always too obliging for his own good. I'm sure he'll find it in his own time, especially if he knows his family is there for him. That we are. By the way, have you seen Ketenram anywhere? No, Tanqua, that is. Ketenram, was it? A strong name, if a bit exotic. We called upon him before leaving Mamuk, but he wasn't at home. I don't recall seeing him at the ceremony either. Maybe he got kidnapped and not just clapped then. The first promise was notably absent as well, well, there's foreshadowing, though I assume he required time to salve his injured pride. Everyone thought he'd be the one to succeed Papa. My victory must have come as quite a shock to him. And Palpatine. As for Tanqua, I'm sure he's around somewhere, all ready to appear when we least expect him. Wink. We'd best be going, but relax, enjoy, and make yourselves at home, and come and visit us anytime. Nodders. Alright, I think I've found everyone I could find. Let's return to the others in the Winged Walk. Nodders. We go back up using some etherite, I think. Here we are. Oh, you're back. Erenvel was just regaling us with stories of Lamati from when they were little. Oh, the one about the taco. It's basically clean when I found it. Oh no, the one about Papa's feathers? Look, I don't know where else to wipe my nose and I was too little to know better. There are rumours that Gallo Jaja may go on pilgrimage now that he's no longer Dawn Servant, though I'm sure the transition process will keep him in the capital for some time yet. Gallo Jaja stopped by to offer his thanks for our support. He also bade me extend his gratitude to you for assisting a concerned father. I'm not sure what he meant by it, but I assume you do. That's a nice touch. Welcome back. I hope you didn't rush on our account.
Seen everyone you wanted to see?
I have. Sorry for keeping you all.
Except a certain explorer.
Now, there's just one last matter. What Kona spoke to you about. I'm sure he made it abundantly clear, but I'm completely serious. I want you to stay in Tulihiola with me.
Interesting decision.
I'm not forcing you, of course, but should you wish it, you'll always have a place here.
Nodders.
Ah, that's right. This is for you. A permit granting passage to Shatural, which, as I recall, you've yet to see.
Oh, it's across the bridge, isn't it?
An adventurer like you could hardly resist, no?
Smirk.
I can't believe our journey is over already. You accepted me as a comrade and stood with me to the end. You have my eternal gratitude. Thank you. Well, I had better get going. I need to start learning all my official Dawn servant duties. I'll be sure to share
Kryle's
what my
not
old
happy.
man says about the Golden City too.
Ah, there we
once he
go.
tells me. Till then, feel free to pass the time as you like.
Nodders.
For now, I will remain in Tural. There's someone I'd like to see before returning to Sharlayan.
His mentor.
What about the rest of you?
Alize and I also intend to remain a while longer. As educational as this experience has been thus far, we feel there are even more lessons to be had for Garlemald. By hearing about the peace your father facilitated, and then seeing you reforge relations with Mamuk, we were reminded of a profound truth. That is, acceptance begins with understanding.
And, like you demonstrated throughout the rite, there are unexpected yet effective ways for two sides to understand each other. The question is how to encourage it, and by seeing more of this nation born of unity, we hope to find some hints.
Personally, I can hardly wait to learn more about the City of Gold. So, if I may, I'd like to stay in Tuliyolal as well.
By all means. Your rooms are at your disposal for as long as you need them.
And what of you? Thinking of touring Shaktural, perhaps?
That's the plan.
Of course. You're hardly the type to leave half a continent unexplored.
Then perhaps we could travel together?
Oh, Erenvel.
The person I intend to meet is my mentor, so I'll be visiting my hometown in Shaktural. If you have no particular destination in mind, I'd be happy to guide you en route.
Get to know Bunny Boy a bit better.
Then it's farewell for now. Take care, all of you.
Hmm. going their separate ways for now.
When you're ready, come and meet me at the Shaktural Skygate.
Oh, it is. Oh, it's kinda... Give a wave at least.
We're
There we
friends
go.
to the end, you hear me? Friends to the end!
Sweet. Right, moving onward again. I'm sorry if I sound very... I've got a bit of a spurgy throat. You have your permit, yes? Packed and ready? No last minute stops to make before we leave? Forgive me. I'm afraid travelling with our new Dawn servant may have scarred me for life. There's our orchestrion. Ween Mile. Oh, the Golden City. Oh, is this the first son? Or Palpatine, more specifically. Yeah, of course. This is the first son. So did he take the keystones? He's the one to open the Golden Stargate, is he? This is the gate to the Golden City. There's Palpatine. 2 decades ago, your father bade me transcribe a letter to a scholar across the Salt petitioning the study of this place. When he discovered that something the Dawn Servant feared enough to seal away forever, or so we thought until the right objective became the City of Gold. But to think that Tankar would be entrusted with its safekeeping. Had I known that a doddering old fool carried a set of keystones, that's where they got them, we might have spared ourselves those tiresome feats. Great power sleeps here, and with it you shall obtain your birthright. I can't imagine that's going to go fantastically. So you say, yet the new Dawn servants succeeded where I could not. Taking their throne will be no easy task. The resilient son underestimates his own potential. There is no need for worry. Calm down, Palpatine. Oh, this is our key. I have liberated the key from the Dawn Servant's vault. You alone have the means to unlock the gate. So this is the key, the funny hourglass. You will gain all you were denied, the right to your father's shade. These bitter memories shall soon be forgotten. Seize your future promise. Open the gate and become the ruler you are destined to be. Oh. It knows it's here. It's working. Is some that can hit me? At last. Who's there? Show yourself. If only I could. Alas, this gate will not open for me. Only the key in your possession can connect us. This is bound to go well. Then you are the guardian of the city's great power? I do not claim this power is great, but the knowledge I possess is enough to realize any desire to remake worlds. Is that so? Oh dear. Here comes the batshit. Insert maniacal laughter. Fascinating. Name your price then, for my desire is the world itself. It's going to be if we can open the door. Yes, yes, the resilient sun rises. Together we shall create a nation worthy of our rule. And deaded. Yeah. Promise, why? Well, one thing less to worry about, I suppose. The useless tool is cast aside. Deliver me a new world, one that bends to my will. As you wish, but in exchange, open the door. In right triumphant. Okay. You ready to set off? And we get muffins! Ready to get underway? Nodders. Then present your travel pass to that guard and let us be off. You won't have to wait long to enjoy sightseeing. The bridge to Zaktaral is a wonder in its own right. This gate is barred to all save those with express permission from one of the Dawn servants. I haven't touched it! Signed by Val Wuklamat herself. My apologies, miss, if you would wait here just a moment. That's a cool set with the purple ruffles. Hey, it's the 12's theme. It's a big bridge.
Shall we then?
Oh yeah. Nodders. Bit blustery. I imagine it could have been sunnier, but never mind.
On the far side of that great bridge unfolded the wilds of Shaloni, where the sun guides in the Shitonatam.
Shaloni.
A harsh guide, to be sure, with its blazing rays scorching the land and hardening its inhabitants.
Not so scorching at the moment, unfortunately.
But sweeping change had come to the arid expanse when, beneath its red crust, vast deposits of ceruleum were discovered.
Well, I don't think Emmett came here as Emperor.
Embracing this opportunity, Vau Kona supporters hurtle on, driven by dreams of a future illuminated by blue flame. It is here that our journey continues, our path taking us along winding roads of steel. Each length of track a declaration of hope and ambition.
It's like the Wild West. Shaloni.
My home, Yasulani, lies past Shaloni. It will be a long journey, but the railroad should make it easier.
You get to go on a train?
As for the way to the train station, let's ride these fellows, shall we?
We ride buffalo there? Ooh. Okay. These are all cat people though, these aren't bunnies. Short on her neck. Afraid so. If one will suffice, I have a creature ready and waiting. But if you need two, then you'll have to wait. Ruh-roh. The Ronique have been acting strangely of late, more easily spooked and otherwise disagreeable. Picking out the few fit for renting has proven bothersome work. A 1,000-yard stare. They're usually so docile, and the ones I saw earlier didn't appear to be unhealthy either, but much has changed since I was last here. Not the best start to our journey. We're gonna have to hoof it. Still, the train station isn't far. Seeing as we aren't in a hurry, let's go on foot. About that, sir. As well travelled as you look, it's not only the Ronique that have been giving us trouble. Other wildlife have shown signs of aggression too. A merchant should be returning soon with one of the beasts. Stick around till they do, and I'll see you both on Ronique for a safer trip. Do you know who I am? Your offer is most appreciated, but I don't think my friend here is particularly concerned about the wildlife. Actually, and maybe, but the Ronique, the Ronique! Ah, this is your first time in Shaloni. I can understand your enthusiasm. It'd be a shame not to ride one at least once while you're here. Nodders. A fair point. If we're to give you the authentic Shaloni experience, I suppose it's worth the wait. Right, change of plans. There's a small town nearby. We can pass the time there while waiting. It's probably where our aetheryte is, yeah? Take it you're heading to... Oh my god. Husatawi? Then I'll have a man bring the Ronique over there. Just mind yourself around the drunkards and troublemakers, eh? Okay. Alright, man, for now. This is very Wild West. I just wish it wasn't gales. I wish it was sunny. I've got the full-on Alpes experience when it was cloudy. My Alpes start wasn't cloudy, thankfully. Orby! You get the Orby. That's a sneaky place to put it, on a balcony. God, that Squeenix. It's a good job I was looking over there, wasn't it? Last time I was here, it was little more than a camp with a shop or three. Now it's a town, like proper Wild West.
Well, well. It's become...
Oop, I didn't mean to click. Look like the cactuar board. The ghost town.
Hey!
Proper Wild West ghost town.
Now hold on a minute.
Oh, they are actually southern as well.
Some sort of trouble.
I'm talking to you, you old bastard.
Give me strength. For the last time, the investigation is closed. There's no refuting the evidence.
I don't give a shit about your evidence, you lying scum. You release my friends, or I'll make you wish you had.
Yeah.
Let me remind you who the scum is here. Your friends, who had the temerity to point their firearms at me, the Deputy Chief of the Dust Watch. And after taking them into custody, what should we discover but incontrovertible proof that they had committed larceny? They will not be released until they've paid for their crimes.
I'd heard the peacekeeping force had been formed to deal with growing lawlessness. Seems the situation is bad indeed.
Still can't get up a fuss, eh? Sounds like poor Zekua needs his bottle.
Sure he wouldn't prefer his mama's teat?
This is very southern.
Treat me like a child, will you? My friends haven't done anything wrong, damn it! They've been framed!
Oh, stubborn little runt. Listen here, Zekua. If you want to be treated like an adult, then you'd best comport yourself like one. That means respecting the rule of law. Order may be precarious here in Shaloni, but it can be had if each man does the right thing. And for those that don't, well, they have to answer to the Dust Watch. Now run along, and think before you cast aspersions next time. Lest you hurt my feelings.
So clearly you're probably going to be helping this young man, yes?
Fine! If that's how it's gonna be.
If he doesn't pull a pistol out and get himself in trouble right now.
I wouldn't if I were you.
Oh, hi there.
Is that?
There's a time to fight and a time to withdraw. For you, that's now.
What?
Hey! What are you doing, Zekua? You better not be stirring up trouble.
Wahute! You sack of Ronek shit! This ain't over! You hear me?
There he goes.
You want to tell me what that was about?
Nothing that need concern you, sir. Zekua is simply struggling to come to terms with the low character of his friends. But for good measure, I'll have the men keep an eye on him.
Yes, you do that.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll go make my rounds.
So Estinian probably can see that something's up. But at least we have our Azor Dragoon back.
I wasn't expecting to see your faces among the crowd. Talk is rife there's a new Dawn servant. Take it you found it then. The Golden City.
No, there's.
Aye, the contest is over. And as I needed to return home to Yasulani, I offered to show our friends some of Shak Tural. What brings you north?
So this is north.
Nothing in particular. Just seeing what there is to see.
Going wherever the wind blows, eh?
Gulul Jaja compensated me rather generously for our duel. I'll be able to enjoy a comfortable life on the road for the foreseeable future.
Good for him.
But for now, I shall be moving on. Oh, by the way, I recommend you try the Sabatender. They may not look it. They're surprisingly delicious.
Off he goes again.
But we don't serve Sabotender here.
Well, the implications. Oh dear. No sooner do we set out than we run into excitement. At least no one was hurt. This Dutch Watch has their work cut out for them. For as long as I can remember, all disputes, big or small, were settled by dueling. Oh god, that dude's armor set. The peoples of Charloni rarely saw eye to eye, and for better or worse, it was the simplest way to settle differences. Since most would sooner not risk their lives, though, it encouraged parties to pursue peaceful resolutions in a roundabout fashion. The Dust Watch was likely established by supporters of Kona, preferring peace be enforced through the formal rule of law. A reasonable stance, all things considered. If things ever got out of hand, the Landsguard would be forced to step in. What freedom they would have now would be lost under Zoralja's authority. All of which is to say that, unless a lengthy stay in a jailhouse appeals to you, be mindful of how you handle your arms in town. Muffins! Skygate, okay. Right. Aetherites before anything else. Here we go. Right. Back to Arenville. And no Estinian. Amenders. Our Runiques. However you want to say that. This is very much a Wild West town. I love these cactus art boards. Like they're in. Yeah. Oh no, there's Catgirl servants. This isn't going to go well. The cosplays. Would not dither about for long. I should like to think that the stableman has arrived with the Runique by now. I'll go on ahead to check. If you still want to have a look around and be my guest, come and find us when you've had your fill. Speak with the good-natured stableman. It's very, very Wild West. And this is the north. I just wish it wasn't blowing a gale. Better weather, please, game. Arenville. Now that I think on it, this is the first time I've travelled with only a single companion. It makes for fewer complications. A friend, I take it? Sorry to have kept you both waiting. Unruly wildlife's not the only source of recent distress, I'm afraid. Also been a rise in robberies targeting merchants. As a result, we've got a lengthy list of folks wanting to use our Runique. Which is why I have to ask that you stop at Shishinewazawi Spring. Oh my god. Shishinewazi Springs? Oh my god, these names. That's fine, of course, but why haven't the Dustwatch dealt with this banditry? Kabaka and his fellows are doing what they can, but they reckon the bandits are operating as a gang. Rounding them all up's easier said than done. If you have anything of value, you want to take care. Thank you for the warning. We'll be sure to stay vigilant. Do you know who I am? Right then, if you're ready to set off, I'll see you on your way. Ready? And saddle up. Your friend seems to know the way, so I won't bother giving you directions. Yes! Ooh. These are a lot bigger than I thought it would be. This is your first time, so let's take it slow. Take care not to let it toss you. I just wish it was better weather. I want like proper Wild West weather. I continue to be struck by how much Saloni has changed. That town we just visited wasn't even here several years ago. It's a big map. With few reliable opportunities to replenish water supplies, travellers turn to Neapolitenders? Not just for the water in their stems, mind, their fruits are also said to be both nutritious and delicious. Neapolitenders. I don't know how you say that. Esciani Wilds. See that hole there? Some might hope to find water there, but it's brimming with cerulean. The eruption of flames from within make for a spectacle, inspiring cautionary tales of people who wandered too close. The Wahaliki, meanwhile, show great reverence to ceruleum and its blue flames. But that's a discussion for another time. We're here. More aetherites. A good thing for these Runique. Runique? Can you say it? No sooner did we dismount than the next passengers are already on their way. They really are short on Runique. Yeah, we got our ride. Now then. Ceruleum Towers, almost looks like Garlean. This is Shishinewazi Springs, perhaps the busiest town here in Shaloni. People travel here from all over hoping to find their fortune. Like a gold rush town? The change gone to Hootsal, oh god, was surprising enough, but this is no less impressive. They've achieved a great deal in these 3 years I've been away. The station is on the eastern side of town. There should still be time before the next train departs. If you don't mind, I'd like to pay a visit to an old friend of my mentor. Iate is her name, and if she learned that I passed through without saying a word, she'd never let me hear the end of it. She set out from our village some 10 years ago, hoping to earn coin as she travelled about Tural. I can but assume she too came here seeking greater opportunities. In any case, let's see if we can find her. Her blue hair should make her easy to spot. Not if you know normal Eorzeans wandering around here with all their glamours, wearing giant chocobo heads and frog heads and god knows what else. More aetherites. There's going to be an Orby, so we'll do that as well. I'm going to see Yarms to the east, so it's literally going to be by that rock. Yeah, no, auto run. Let's go and find out Orby. Oh, there's our Neapolitenders. To the south. Oh, it's just over here. Okay. Is it on top of this goddamn rock? Oh, there it is. Go away, Cactuar. Why can't you just call them Cactuars? There we go. Right, let's find our person. Find the blue-haired Shatona. Oh, there they are. Of course they are, with all the people around them. Blue-haired bunny girl. Yes, I'm Liate. And who might you be? She's my friend. Could it be? Goodness, it is. Elena Erenville, yes. A man grown. You were such a darling little thing as a child. You know, it's only been 3 years since we last spoke. Really? Only 3? I suppose it all starts to get hazy after a while, living as long as we do. Well, this is Yati. She's known as my mentor since they were children. Nice to meet you. Greet. Never thought I'd see the day when you travel with company. You really have grown, Elenespia? Erenville? No, he really doesn't like that name anymore. Ellen, what now? Is that what they call you here? It's his birth name. Alright, alright. I was born Elenespia. I adopted a new name when I became a gleaner, one that adheres to Eastern Viera connections, so as to avoid drawing attention. Well, that makes sense. Given that this is a homecoming, it was only a matter of time before you found out. Nevertheless, I would appreciate it if you continue using my chosen name. Very respectable. A homecoming? You know, I've been thinking of paying the old stamping grounds a visit myself. It will be good to see Katria again. She's the finest archer I know, Elenespia's mother and mentor. Every time I drop by, she treats it to a veritable feast prepared with fresh game she'd hunted herself. You're impressive with the bow too, Yati, even among the Shatona. Oh, I couldn't compare to Katria, but her skill at arms pales in comparison to her knowledge of nature. That's what earned her a place among Galo Jaja's travelling companions after all. Ah, so it was his mother. She was always the inquisitive sort, but her journey across Tural lit a fire in her. Even after Elenespia was born, she often left him in my care so that she could embark on another expedition in search of the unknown. Oh, how you would cry and beg to take you along. Must have been hard on you. Yeah, dear, please. Ah, we're all friends here, aren't we? No matter how many times he asked, the answer was always the same. You can come when you prove you're a true explorer. So she was motivating him to get out. Thus did she task me with finding the Golden City. Despite my best efforts, all paths led nowhere, and I assumed it was but a dreamer's fancy, a ploy to goad me into experiencing the wider world. It probably was. But it was real, and we found it. Nodders. You found it? As part of the rite of succession, I assumed everyone had heard. That's amazing. I shall be thrilled. And eager to bombard me with questions, no doubt. Well, we should be on our way. Thank you so much for stopping by. Give my best to Katria. Help! I need help! Here we go again. What's that about? They're not hippogriffs this time. We'll investigate. Please wait here. Running, running, running. Ooh, Erenvel's gone just outside. I see Catboy and concerned people. No one I recognise from before. No doubt these are the infamous local bandits. Please, you have to help, I've been robbed. It's Namiko, Wuklamat's nursemaid. Erenvel, bitte. Come any closer and we'll slit her throat from ear to ear. Yeah, no. If you so much as nick her skin, you won't live to regret it. Oh yeah? Hold on, did he say this is Wuklamat's nursemaid? Maybe this ain't such a good idea. Take the goods to the boss, we'll deal with this. Oh, don't go with them. Please, you have to give it back. Oh, she's gone after her. Ballsy woman. I'm going after Namika. This lot I leave to you. Cocky bastard. I'll hang him by the ears and feed the old woman to the dogs. We can deal with them later. First, we need to put this one in the dirt. Don't you know who I am? This is where Estinian's going to come out of nowhere. No? Oh, never mind. Here we go. I love the new Imperiator animation. Flatten that dude with that alone. Oh, there we go. Let's find her. little bit away. Orbeez? Northwest. We're going in the right direction anyway. This weather needs to change. Now we just got clouds. Damn it. I came here on like British weather time. Around the back of what looks like a chapel. Oh, Erenvel found her. No need to worry, she's fine. Thank you. I don't know what I would have done without you. The bandit managed to get away, but I have an idea of where they're headed. You said they stole something from you? A bracelet. It was a parting gift from Wuklemat. Well, we're getting that back, aren't we? I see. Close as you two were, I can only imagine how much it meant to you. What brings you all this way? With the right of succession ended and Wuklemat crowned the next Dawn servant, she's ready to stand on her own. I told her as much, and of my plans to return home to Yassulani. She gave me the bracelet that I might always remember our time together. It filled me with such joy. I wanted everyone to know, everyone to see this wonderful gift given to me by the vow of resolve, and now it's gone. I would have let them take every coin to my name if only they'd left me the bracelet. Concern. I would ask what you intend to do, but I know that look. We're getting that bracelet back. Please, you mustn't put yourself in harm's way for my sake. I can assure you no harm will come to us. Bittern will make certain of that. I understand your methods can be brutal, but it would be wise to show some restraint, lest you find yourself on the wrong side of the law. Perhaps I should come as well, to be sure all proceeds as it should. I don't know what to say. I can see why Wuklemat put so much faith in you both. Before anything else, let's see her back to Sheshinowazal. Oh my god, Springs. She'll be safer in town, and with the Ati to keep an eye on her, we should have nothing to worry about. Thank you, both of you. Speak with the Ate. Orby? Oh, I'm being chased by something. Just to the north. So up on a rock there. There it is. Oh, they're all chasing me now. I have to admit the battle music is growing on me. And I remember to tune to the Aetheryte, which is rare for me. There we go. I was just getting myself a drink. And some lovely Glenfiddich Fire and Cane I haven't had in a long while because I got a bit of a nasty throat. It'll help clear my throat as well. Okay. Nighttime now. Hopefully we get better weather in the morning. Erenvel told me what happened, and you needn't worry about Namika. If those bandits should find us, I'll kick up a fuss and see them driven off. That bracelet meant everything to her, and those bastards wouldn't care even if they knew. Makes me sick. But at least she's safe, and I know you'll set things right. She's very caring, Namika. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean for you to get involved in this. Erenvel's composed demeanour belies his eagerness to help Namika. Oh, we get some wild food as well. Alright, let's go and recover that bracelet. While I have nothing but contempt for these bandits, and as this involves a gift from Wuklemat, we must be mindful how our actions might reflect upon her. I doubt Namika would find joy in the return of said gift if lives were taken in the process. If it comes to violence, I ask that you stop short of killing them. The rest we can leave to the Dustwatch. Well now, that makes me think you're strong. Really strong. Are you? Do you know who I am? I may have saved the star on one occasion, no more than any other adventurer. Aren't we humble now? But the matter of fact way you said it makes me think it's a tremendous understatement. If your curiosity has been sated, then please indulge mine. Is there anything you can tell us about these bandits? Let's see. Well, of late there's been talk about some unsavoury types coming and going from, oh my god, Tonatenyawi to the southeast. Is that the old mining town that was abandoned? Well, that's a good coinky dink. That's the one. Now that the ceruleum extraction is big business, no one wants to waste their time picking at the dried up veins there. Sounds like the perfect lair for bandits, not to mention that the one with the bracelet fled in that direction. So you'll be investigating the place? I can let the Dustwatch know if you like. No, not yet. It would be best if we went alone. There's something I'd like to ascertain if you've no objections. Does he suspect them after what he saw earlier on? I do. Right then, let's be off. Off we go on an adventure! Adventure number 2. Makes me wonder where Estinian has gone and where he's going to come back into all of this again. Because they're not just going to write him out at the end of the day, are they? It's Estinian, for Christ's sake. Going this way, and our next Orby is to the west, so we're going in a sort of direction. Even though we're not really on the path. Not that I... Oh, there is a path, I'm just being an idiot and not following it. Right, I disappeared for a bit because I wanted to wait for some more sunshine, even though it's still clouds. So let's see how this goes. The music here is cool. The nighttime music is like an awesome string version of the Dawntrail theme. It's really cool. It seems the bandits have claimed this place for themselves. Nodders. We're going to have a look around. We're going to have to go full Metal Gear Solid. This is Thancred mode. Looks like our young upstart. They've made no attempt to conceal their presence. How can the Dustwatch not have noticed by now? Because they're in cahoots, obviously. A question for another time. First, we must find the bracelet. I don't see the bandit who had it. Perhaps they're in one of the buildings. Ramshackle as they are, it should prove a simple thing to eavesdrop on anyone inside. If you'll go and have a look about, I'll keep watch for trouble. Metal Gear Solid mode. I've never played a rogue. Investigate the designated locations. So we may have to fight some of them. The bandits will not notice you here. You can safely eavesdrop on any inside. Sneaky beaky. As you lean in to listen, you begin to pick out voices in the muffled chatter. Don't know where we'd be without him. Probably shoveling sand, praying we'd strike it rich. Ain't that the truth? Only an idiot would work the mines with easier money to be had. Not when we've got a boss who can keep the Dustwatch off our backs. Ha! Well, they're bribing them, obviously, then. Hey, watch what you say. The wind's got a way of carrying secrets to the wrong ears. Maybe so, but who'd ever believe one of them sainted souls was running our crew? Oh, dear. That drunk who wrote your story about the gold-shitting alpaca, am I right? Meh. So bribes were involved. One person there. Hello, carbuncle. More listening. I love how she's just stood there for a second before she crouches down. Voice rings out. Let me out of here, you bastard! Oh, they've got somebody captive. Shut your mouth, you snivelling little brat. Make me! I'll get you all for framing my friends. Oh, it's the dude from earlier. The vulture most of all. You telling me you can eat shit? How about we give you the chance to tell him yourself? We'll see how tough you are then. Next. Oh, here's Arendelle. The bandits who took the bracelet may be in this building. Have a listen and see what you can find out. Sneaky beaky. You need to listen. Here's someone inside. I brought back a prize you're gonna love, boss. Have a look at this bracelet. Beautiful, ain't it? Bet it was made by a famous artisan. You idiot! How are we supposed to move something like this without attracting attention? That sounded like a slap. Or a gun drawn. Yeah, reckon we could find a sailor who won't ask questions and sell it for a song. Here, your reward, and don't bring me this kind of grief again. Alright, boss, thank you. Okay, Arendelle. Finished, are you? Let's retreat for now. So, were you able to learn anything? Speaky, speaky. The leader is a man of the Dustwatch. That would explain why these bandits have been able to do as they please. And they say they gave the bracelet to him? It seems we may have our work cut out for us. Did you hear anything else of note? Sekawa. That's the boy who confronted one of the officers in town, isn't it? And you say they threatened to take him to speak with the Vulture, their leader's alias, no doubt. Fitting for a man who preys on the helpless. Well then, not only do we have a better idea of who's behind the recent rash robberies in Husatahawi, but we also know he has the bracelet. Retrieving it without bloodshed will prove difficult though, if he's that quick to point a gun at his own underlings. It was a gun being drawn. We need to get him alone. I'll storm their hideout. I can take them. The direct approach may have served you well in the past, but it won't suffice here. Wihute is the deputy chief of the Dustwatch. He could claim we're the criminals in all this, and no few people would believe him. I might have a plan. There's a small settlement to the southeast of here. Oh my god. Luwateninyawassawasa. Oh my god. Meet me there and I'll explain everything. Come on, even the voice actors must have sighed at that one. A little bit of a skip there. If we're to retrieve the bracelet without conflict, it won't be done barging in through the front door. We'll have to lure him out. To do that, we'll avail ourselves of... Oh my god. Yihihisiya, dragon-like creatures that live to the south of here. Ugh. It's their breeding season, you see, and the males will flock to the scent of a female in heat. With a few ingredients and a sample of their feces, I can create an attractant that resembles this scent when burned. Then we lure the animals into the bandits' hideout, flushing out the vulture and his gang. Then, while they contend with our flying friends, we can sneak in and search for the bracelet. I'm afraid that I must ask you to collect the excrement. While you see to that, I will go and procure the remaining ingredients. And before you say anything, I do not ask this because of any aversion to feces. It would simply be easier for me to find a specific species of wild plants that we require. Here, take these 3 pouches, see them filled, and I'll handle the rest. Lovely. Going south. Doing 89 yards to the west. We're going in the right direction at least. Oh, these things. These like pterodactyl. They literally are pterodactyls. In the northwest. So our next Orby is up here. We're going to find Orbies whilst we're on the run. Oh, there we go. Don't know if there's a path over there. Yeah, there must be. I'm wasting time going this way. Never mind. Must be a way up here. Oh, I wasn't going to film me finding the Orby, but look at this. There's like an awesome canyon bats in it. At least I need to get this. Just a shame it's going back to night time as I'm doing all of this again. And there's going to be an Orby hidden in here somewhere. I can see this being a place for... oh, well, looks like we're coming this way eventually anyway, but maybe I'm skipping some story. Right, we're going up off on this bluff. I'm assuming there is pterodactyl poop up here. Weather-worn nest. I'm sure they're going to be very happy about me raiding this. Oh. No. Leave me alone, pterodactyl. I just want some poop. I don't say that very often. There we go. Back to our bunny boy. That man is on a giant dinosaur. There we go. I just wanted to uncover the town of whatever that is. I'm really not going to try and pronounce that again. Don't make me do it. Finished already, are we? Have some poop. Oh, dude's using the tank set. Excellent, this will do nicely. All that's left is the mix of feces with the tumbleclaw fibres, dried Napalitenda root and a generous helping of animal fat. Come, let's get back to Tonatenyawi. My word. Can we use etherite? No, not much point. Cactuar, like a three-headed cactuar chasing me. I didn't notice they had like 3 heads. Let's not fall on the cerulean well. Here's our bunny boy. Everything is ready. Time to set our plan into motion. Ooh, shortcake? Yeah, I'll just get some money. Renville's gaze is fixed on the hideout. A fair number appear to be gathered inside. Now's our chance. I will keep watch from here. The attractant I leave to you. Toss it into the bonfire near the middle of town. The pterodactyls will come soon after. There is a row wearing a Hawaiian skirt. What are you? You're an ATN? Oh, paladin. Oh, ATN is your like. You're a paladin in a skirt. Well, I've seen worse. There is a mob there. We can run around him. If you wouldn't mind. Poof. The quest is literally called Blowing Smoke. I didn't notice that. Run away! What's that smell? That reeks. Oh, it was my thing to press. I was waiting for it to move. What did you put in the fire? It wasn't me, I swear. Lots of arguing. More arguing. Ugh, did something die? Want to explain that ungodly stench to me? Oh, what a surprise, it's him. And there's our bracelet. Well, Bitter's not happy. Slow turn. But what's over there? Hmm? What in the world? The pterodactyls have been released from Horny Jail and they're coming. Oh boy. So smoke's what drew them here, I swear, when I find out who did this. I'd say our friends have stirred up enough trouble. Time to retrieve the bracelet. I'm going to slap this man. Oh. Hey, what's going on out there? I'm still in here in case you've forgotten. Sit tight, I'll be back for you. What? You're gonna get me here out now? They're gonna kill me. I'm begging you. Shh, they'll hear you. Oh, here we go. You spotted Aaronville. Shit. Who's that? He's not happy. Hey, you gonna help me or what? The bracelet must wait. Let's break him out and withdraw for now. Blowing smoke. Thanks, I owe you one for a moment there. I thought you might actually leave me behind. Almost. All that effort and naught to show for it. Oh, we've got this dude. Sorry about that, but damn, I didn't think anyone had the balls to take on the vulture. No need to apologise. We were planning to save you, eventually. Really? And I don't even know who you are. Are you secret admirers of mine or something? No. Do you know who I am? I'm just having fun with you, but I appreciate the help. This man they call the Vulture, I've seen his face before. Was he not the officer you confronted in town? The one and the same. When he's not masquerading as a gang leader, he serves as Deputy Chief of the Dustwatch. That would explain why the bandits are so confident they can avoid capture. You're trying to get back something the Vulture stole, right? Let me help. It's the least I can do after you bailed me out back there. I have an idea where he's hid his cash. Reckon he's headed there now too. We can go together. I've got a score to settle with him myself. I don't doubt that you do, but we need to know what it is first. Will you tell us? Right, so, those bandits at Totenyawi? They're called the Daybreakers, and it was me and my friends that founded the group. But it wasn't a gang of cutthroats, not back then. We just wanted to protect people who couldn't protect themselves. Kids being harassed by bullies, workers being exploited by the mining concerns, folks who needed help to even the odds. That was 3 years ago, and whenever we found someone scheming in the shadows, we settled matters the best way we knew how, with a duel! I see. By the old laws, anyone who loses in a duel must be held to account for their crimes, even those in positions of authority. And we made damn sure they did every time. Before we knew it, our small band of friends commanded a force to be reckoned with. Then, about a year ago, the Vulture and his thugs showed up. They got the better of us and took over the Daybreakers. Everyone was afraid of him, so they did his bidding without question. But when he showed them how he could make a fortune easily, that was when he really won them over. Now, the Daybreakers is nothing but a bunch of bandits and cutthroats who prey on the people it was created to protect. It do look like he was wearing the PvP armor. I talked it over with my friends Kuikana and Luwine, and we all agreed the only way to stop him was to challenge him to a duel, and he accepted. I still remember how he gloated that he'd win. But when the day came, he showed up with the Dustwatch and had my friends arrested on charges of robbery. And if that wasn't enough, he set their bail at a price no one could ever hope to pay. With them locked away, there was no one to help me. None of my old friends from the Daybreakers, and certainly not the Dustwatch. And that's why you were ready to challenge him in the middle of town. I was, until that guy with the spear stopped me. Oh, Estinian. No sooner had I stepped out of town than the Vulture's minions caught me by surprise. They took me prisoner, then, well, you know the rest. You said the Dustwatch would be of no help. Are they all working for the Vulture then? No, not all of them. The sheriff, Kimaka, he's as honest as they come, a staunch keeper of the peace. Problem is, he's a little too trusting and doesn't suspect a thing. If it were my word against the deputy chief's, who do you think he'd believe? Well, if he knows where this Vulture keeps his spoils, perhaps he can help us recover Namika's bracelet. What do you think? Not us? Question mark? For what it's worth, I have a plan, but I can't do it alone. A plan? All I ask is that you hear me out, but not here. I'll be waiting for you at the Shishinawazi... oh my god, Springs. I guess we can decide what to do after he gives us the pitch. Not us. Where are we going? Oh, back to the Aetheryte-ish. Northwest. Not quite the right way, but never mind. We can get that one later. Good, you're here. This is where he hides his loot. I expect he'll show up soon. What armor is that? Dragoon. Okay, it looks like the tanking armor from earlier on. Renfell looks expectantly for Wihurute. How we pronounce his name. Oh well, look who it is. Storing stolen goods here seems risky, but I suppose it's an option for someone with his authority. Others? Yeah, he moves the spoils in cerulean barrels, where no one would think to look. They're mixed in with regular shipments of fuel to Tuliolol, where they're sold off. You said he stole a bracelet of yours, right? If he knows you're on his tail, chances are he'll be eager to get what he can for it. But I doubt he'd trust a lackey with that business, given the provenance of the piece. No, I'll wager he's not letting that bracelet out of his sight until he's got coin in hand. I wasn't sure what to make of you after Hutsawi, but I'm glad to see you're more than a pulsive child. Well, not my finest hour, I'll admit. But there's a lesson in that. The vulture's a slippery bastard. If we're going to catch him, we need to back him into a corner with hard evidence. That's my plan. First, we need to lure him away from here. Over to Husata, oh my word, will be ideal. For that, I need one of you to help me. This will buy time for the other to search the barrels for any stolen goods, and using that will expose him as a criminal. There's no way to tell if Wihute is carrying the bracelet, but regardless, there'll be time enough to find it once he's behind bars. Won't he simply feign innocence? Oh, he'll try, and that's when I'll challenge him to a duel. A duel? That approach didn't work out so well for your friends, as I recall. True, but unlike before, I'll challenge him in front of the whole town. That way he won't be able to wriggle out of it like before. Every man, woman and child of the wilds understands the importance of duels and the old laws. The deputy chief would never disgrace himself by refusing. Wouldn't you be breaking the law by using a firearm in town? It's not as if we'd be using live rounds, but it's a risk I'm willing to take. What's important is that I get him to duel with as many witnesses as possible. When he loses, and he will lose, that'll be the end of the vulture. The plan is not without flaws, but what do you think? As long as we get the bracelet back. That bracelet is really important to you, huh? Don't worry, I'll see to it you get it back. Nodders. If you're satisfied, then so am I. I knew I could count on you. I was seen in Tonaten Yawi, so it's probably best I stay and search the barrels. Then you're with me. Tell the vulture I tried to rob you, but you managed to overpower me. Even if he suspects a trap, he won't be able to resist taking the bait. You'll want to buy your friend as much time as possible and make your way to Hutsawi. Oh my god, once you've got the vulture there, I'll take care of the rest. Alright then, let's get to it. Off we go. He's going to go to him in the mining town, like with no suspicion. Okay. The pterodactyls were likely that Chatona's doing. What's his angle? And there's the brat. It's past time I dealt with him. Hi. Poke. What's this? Ah, an unfamiliar face in these parts. Have you need of Dutch watch, miss? Dust watch, Dutch watch. What? Sakawa tried to rob you, but you apprehended him? I see. So desperate was he to see his friends free from prison, he turned to a life of crime. How awful. You have my sincerest thanks, miss. Might I trouble you to take me to him? Jesus. Oh no, he's with us. Yes, come with me. Let me lead you into a trap. Not that this is an appropriate time for me to play tour guide, but if you insist. The Springs is home to a thriving cerulean mining industry. The prospect of easy coin has attracted some undesirables, though. Where is that actual thing? That's on the other side of town. Okay. More of Shanshea. So that's a bit easier to pronounce. Surveying. Is this the place? I don't see him. Just a little further. Very well, head on. I'm going to mount up, I think. Another tall thing. Buying time for Erenville. There's gold in these fields. Blue gold. Best be wary of the beast in these parts. They might prefer to snack on ceruleum, but for you I reckon they'd make an exception. Good to know. Oh, we're going up the hill. Is this the place then? I could have sworn I left him here. Sorry, I'm still learning my way around. Is this some sort of joke of all the... Let's keep moving. Tiny bit further. Past the little fluffy sunbeard things. Oh, maybe not quite so past them. Oh, Christ. Come here, then. No? Really? How rude. This better be the place. Ah, now I remember. My patience is wearing awfully thin, miss. If it isn't the place we next stop, I may be forced to do something you and I will both dearly regret. Don't you know who I am? More sunbeards. There's a point of interest over here, but we have to go around to cactuars to get to it. Unless you'd rather I feed you one raw, needles and all. Cut the chit chat. Oh, he's not a happy bunny now. I see person. Yeah, I see people. And this looks like a duty. Alright, where is he? I don't see him anywhere. Where is Zakoa? Tell me where he is or I'll bury you in the same grave. Confounded, he must have escaped. That's it. I've had it with these games and I've had it with you. Hey, Rugutue, you looking for me? Off he runs. Dun dun. If you want to place me under arrest, you'll have to work a little harder. Yeah, You'll be begging for a cell by the time I'm done with you. All thoughts of bitter are forgotten.
Wahoote! Finally caught up to me, I see.
Town's not bothered. Oh, no, there we go. Town is bothered.
Well, well, if it isn't our young outlaw. You've taken up stealing, I'm told. Can't say I'm surprised about that, but I am surprised that you'd offer yourself up to be arrested.
Sorry to disappoint, but you're the one who's going to answer for their crimes today.
Huh.
Hey! That's my jewelry!
And my bag! So you found the stolen goods. That's fine work.
This barrel was at Shishenawetsi Springs, mixed in with others bound for Tuliyola. The Landsguard would have presumed it part of the regular ceruleum shipments and waved it through. And once it reached its destination, it would have been retrieved, and its contents sold for coin.
The audacity. Do we know who's behind this?
I wonder.
As fortune would have it, I spied the leader of this operation being handed one of the stolen items. A bracelet, which Vau Wuklamat had intended for her nursemaid, Namika.
It was from the Vow of Resolve?
Oh, you've seen it then?
Ruh-roh.
No, no, never. And if I knew who had it, I would have arrested the scoundrel.
You had to arrest yourself. Oh, come off it. I saw you with the bracelet.
What's the meaning of this, Wahoote?
Wahoote. Okay.
It's a setup, sir. I have the bracelet, yes, but I only because I found it. I swear. They're the real criminals. They concocted this scheme to frame me, so they could get me out of the picture.
If you feel your honor's at stake, there's always the old-fashioned way. The law which folks have used to settle their differences for generations.
You don't mean...
Yeah.
Wahoote, I challenge you to a duel.
Is this Yu-Gi-Oh?
The winner is right, the loser is wrong. Doesn't get simpler than that.
Yeah, have at it.
Let your pistols do the talking!
Please, do you honestly believe you can goad me into playing your game?
You refuse then? A baby alpaca's got more fight than you.
All right, boy. But remember, you asked for this.
Come on, Zekawa! Give him what for!
Shouldn't we stop him, Chief?
Even if it's just rubber bullets, we're in the middle of town.
Be quiet. Just watch.
Not quite hay bale, but well done, Squeenix.
Oh, you little shit!
Looks like you've gotten slow in your old age, Vulture.
You and I are going to have a long talk.
I like their armor sets.
I apologize for dueling in the middle of town. If you want to lock me up, then lock me up. But please, let my friends go. They've done nothing wrong.
You drew your gun within town limits. But Wihute drew first. Far as I'm concerned, you acted in self-defense. You're free to go. As are your friends.
Ha! You're not such a bad guy after all!
Just a man of the wilds, like you. But to think that Wihute had taken control of the Daybreakers, it pains me that it happened right under my nose.
What are you gonna do about his crew? Some of them are still in Tonatenui.
Tonatenui, okay.
Those who have broken the law will be taken into custody. But those who haven't will be given the chance to resume walking the straight and narrow. What about you, Zekua? What do you intend to do now?
Why, what I've always done. Protect the weak and help the helpless. The old-fashioned way.
Here, this was Vawuk Lamot's gift for someone, wasn't it?
Yes, a person very dear to her.
I suppose this is where we go our separate ways. My thanks again for your help apprehending the Vulture.
Nice. That was a pretty nice shot, right? That ended up being rather more complicated than expected, but all's well that ends well. It's finally over! I couldn't have brought him to justice without your help. I don't know how I'll help repay you. And we get some banana juice. He's pleased to see everything we set to rights. Now that we have the bracelet, let us return to the springs. I'm not even going to try. Will you be staying there long? I'd like to give you a proper thanks after I find my friends. We weren't planning on it, but there's no need to rush. We'll see you at the springs then. Can we use Aoife right? We can. We still haven't been to her zone. I'm guessing that's where his mentor is? Or technically, well, or his mother, technically. Namika. They were understandably worried, but I've told them what happened in Huetsawi. A minor adventure made for quite the tale. Welcome back. I'm glad to hear the bandits got what they deserved. My bracelet! Thank you. Thank you so much. This is more than just a gift. It is a part of me I could never hope to replace. Truly, Wuklimat is blessed to have such devoted friends. Well, I wouldn't put it quite that way. I prefer to think of us as long-standing acquaintances. Regardless of how you choose to describe it, there's no denying the depth of your bond, though I'm sure you'll continue to do so. Can't say I'm surprised the Deputy Chief turned out to be the bandits' leader. I always knew something wasn't right about him. An easy claim to make with the gift of hindsight. There you are, the real Daybreakers have arrived. I'd like you to meet my two best friends, Quikana and Luine. If it wasn't for you believing in Zakawa and doing what you did, we'd still be locked up. You have no idea how satisfying it was to see that bastard Wehute put behind bars. We never gave up hope that Zakawa would find a way to get us out. He always was the best of the Daybreakers. Glad he was able to convince you to go along with his plan. Unfortunately, our group is smaller now and lacking in strength besides, so outlaws might see us as an easy target. Even so, if anyone should give the Dustwatch the slip, the Daybreakers will be there. We'll train night and day so no one will get the better of us ever again. Isn't that right? Is that new cat girl hair? Right, and then you'll teach us how to draw your pistols so fast, won't you? Well, we won't need to duel if all goes as it should. But on the off chance it doesn't, we'd best make sure everyone can match or beat my speed. We owe you a great debt, and one of these days I'll be sure to repay it. On that, you have my word. So we'll see them at some point, until we meet again. Nodders. If you'll excuse me, I shall find a quiet place to rest. As I'll be here a while yet though, do let me know if there's any way I can be of assistance. Were you not planning to take the train home? Oh, train service has been suspended, didn't I tell you? Ruh-roh. You mentioned no such thing. Something about the tracks being damaged in the last quake. The tunnel was closed as well. An earthquake? It must have happened when we were still down south. There have been quite a few tremors of late, and a rather large one struck not long before you two arrived. I can only hope no one was hurt. Valigarmander, maybe? At any rate, if you want to know when the service will resume, you could speak with the station master yourself. Let's do that. The station's just over there. And off he goes. Slash bow. I'd like to believe the train will be up and running again soon. I see wheels. I don't see a train track though. Am I blind? Like, I'm not an idiot. I just don't see a train track. Railroad engineer. It seems people aren't too happy about the train delays.
I'm so sorry, but we're not sure when the train will be running again.
You've got to be joking. Of all the places to get stuck at on the way.
Oh, a bit quick.
Please don't tell me you've come to complain too.
We're here to help.
We heard that the earthquake had caused disruptions and wanted to ask when operations would resume. But I see that it will be a while yet.
I'm afraid so. Too few hands for too much work. It's time-consuming enough to inspect the tracks after every quake, but this last one we got after the succession ceremony was massive. Made a mess of a whole bunch of railroad ties.
The succession ceremony? We would have been in Tuliolal at the time. If it was as violent as you say, we should have felt it as well.
I have to admit, it was a touch strange, having seen my fair share of tremors. If I had to describe it, it felt more like the rumbling from an explosion.
Something on behalf of a golden Stargate, mayhap.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Seriously? You're offering to help?
What about you, my friend? If you'd rather strike out on your own, I understand.
Though, if you were willing to lend us a hand too, we'd be truly tremendously grateful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Slightly
Thank you so
shocked
much.
nodders.
I'm Shenza, by the way. Pleasure to make your... If you would please step inside, I can introduce you to everyone.
Click too quick again. Oh, that was funny. Genuinely shocked nod.
Sorry for dragging you into this.
There they are. That's them, the 2 volunteers. Walika is our station master, and over there is our top driver, Nitoikwe. And this grizzled mug is Zopia, an engineer who joined around the same time as me.
Much obliged for the help. I'll make it worth your while, I promise.
Oh yeah, he's not last. They do look like the ones from
Something
the
the
first.
matter?
Would you happen to be a fan of trolleys?
Trolleys? They're fine, I suppose, but they're no match for our ceruleum-powered engine.
She's absolutely glorious, let me tell you. If you'd like to bask in her beauty, well, you should visit the depot behind the platform.
Right then. What I'd like you two to do is help us procure timber. We'll be using it to fashion new railroad ties, so it needs to be the strongest stuff we can get. In these parts, that means the trees in the Piata-Yonan Plain. It is Hetsaro territory, though, so we need to get their permission first. Come on, no time to waste.
It's a cool throwback to the analogues from the first. I can't remember the characters' names, which is terrible of me. They certainly didn't have as confusing names, I remember that much. Bell. Though no small number live in Shaloni, I must confess that I've never visited the home of the Hetsaro. As they largely live in accordance with older traditions, I suspect they may have a dim view of the railroads. They're nomads, aren't they? He's eager to be off to the plain, and we get a new weapon, one we may actually be using this time. Come, let's follow Walika. There's another station on the way, so be sure to drop in. The train will be in the depot, but you can still see it from the outside. I'm quite taken with the sleek design of the head end myself, though if you peek through the windows you can probably catch a glimpse of... Enough jabbering, Shenza. Thanks to these two we finally have some real work to do, so let's get to it. We'll see you later. I suppose there's no harm in stopping at the station. It's on the way after all. We are going up there. Yes. Orbeez. It's the east, so over here somewhere. Probably right on this line where I haven't been yet. interesting about the earthquake, though. Musing along as we go to our next location. So the first son dead. Now he's killed Palpatine off and opened the door. I must confess, the train is an impressive sight. How easy it must be to ship goods through the wilds now. Yeah, here's a railroad. Right. Mehetso. Oh my god. Merwat Hetzone should be northeast of here. Let's continue on. Jesus. This is like the worst one yet. I'm sure the Square Enix developers were just headbutting the keyboard. I know they're taking influence, but for Christ's sake. There's no way people are going to use these. Oh, can you imagine people trying to type all these out in chat when they're trying to do hunt trains and things? I can't. Here we are. Renville. Such beauty. I know more than a few gleaners who would love to explore this land. And there you are. The village is just up ahead. Truth be told, I've never had direct dealings with the people of this place, but I do know that the traditions mean a great deal to them, as does the land. They're nomads, aren't they? They got like, I can't remember what they're called. Begins with U, if I remember. We have an aetherite, at least. Such lovely clean air. It feels like a treat after the overpowering ceruleum of the springs. The waters nearby are just as pristine. It's a paradise for people and animals both. I'm glad you appreciate the blessings of nature as we do. Greetings, travellers, and welcome. I am Huato, chief of this place, and this is my son, Shipetto. A pleasure to meet you. I thank you for the warm welcome and apologise for our sudden intrusion. I'm Walika, station master of Dawntrail Railing. The recent earthquake has damaged our tracks, and we require timber to make repairs. This is Bitter and Erevel, who have volunteered to assist us with the restoration effort. /greet. You've a most curious air about you, of oil and steel, tanned leather, the faintest hint of fair winds blown from a distant shore, though I know not where. I gather you're not from these lands. I hail from Eorzea. I'm a traveller of the star. That's a good way to put it. Truly, I would love to know more of you and the lands you have seen. Nodders? I'm told your people hold your traditions in the highest, yet I gather you are curious about those of others as well. But of course, nature is boundless, as is our love for her lands and her children. The Hatso in particular have done much to guide our way of life. We're to hunt, to gather, to lay our heads. The Hetso teaches all these things and more. It's for that reason I believe that we are attuned to the shifting winds around us. I see that wind, Hetso. It means leader of souls in the Hetzaro tongue, does it not? It does. There are many creatures revered as Hetso among the Hetzaro. Here we look to the Runique for guidance. However, as you may have gleaned from our use of aetherites, while we are committed to our traditions, this does not mean we reject all outside influences. That said, there are certain things that give us pause, like a giant train engine. We will furnish you with the timber you require, but first, as neighbours in this land, we ask that you indulge us in a discussion. We'd be glad to, of course. Wonderful. We do not often receive guests come such a long way, and my son is always so delighted to hear their tales. Now, if you'll follow me. The ear twitch. One with nature. Walika. If they follow the Runique with the seasons, it makes sense that they would live in tents that can be broken down and transported easily. I need to find the name of these things. This tent is made with the hide and bones of Runique. I wonder what else they are used for here. Say, do you like to hunt? And what weapons do you like to use? Well now. I will speak frankly. We fear the winds of change will soon bring misfortune to the land. Now there's foreshadowing. The Runique have made the potential for danger plain. As you may have heard, their temperament has become erratic of late. A stableman near Hutsatawi mentioned that. Do you know what has caused this? We have our suspicions. Since others were drawn to this land by ceruleum, Shalani has undergone a transformation. And the railroads are a part of that. As strong and resilient as they may seem, Runique are sensitive creatures. The roar of the train as it thunders through the plains may well cause them distress. As my father said, we do not necessarily reject outside influences or innovations, but in this we can't help but worry. Understandably, I thank you for being forthright. This matter concerns not only the Hitsara but all of Shaluni. Perhaps we should bring it to the attention of Valcona. Valcona, you say? We know him only through rumours, but he is apparently, how shall I put this? Hard-headed and aloof. He values technological advancement and efficiency to the detriment of all else. Not so much anymore. Well, mind your tongue, Shepeto. Well, even a giggle from Erenvel. While there is a grain of truth to the rumours, he is not nearly as bad as they make him out to be. Nodders? His journeys have changed him for the better. He's a bit awkward, so he tends to get misunderstood. He's a passionate man who cares for his people, like his sister. Is that so? That is certainly a side of him we weren't aware of. Bitter fought beside Valcona in the Rite of Succession. I take her word over rumours. You took part in the Rite of Succession? You're that close to the Dawn Servants? I was grateful for any help, but had no idea I had recruited a bona fide hero. Shrug. The succession of Dawn Servants filled us with uncertainty for the future, but there is clearly much we do not know. On this particular occasion, the winds of change are not meant to be feared. No, we must open our hearts and minds that we might see Valcona for who he truly is. You think he might visit someday? Just as his father offered us guidance, I'm hopeful that he will do the same. Thank you for hearing and allaying our concerns. I'm glad we could speak. As for your timber, we have freshly cut logs near the lake. Please, take all that you require. We're terribly grateful. I promise we'll keep the runic foremost in our minds as we continue working on the railroad, and if needs be, we'll seek Valcona's counsel. My thanks again for your time and the timber. We shall endeavour to return the favour. I hope to see you again soon. His hairstyle's new as well, I'm pretty sure. You'll come back, won't you? There's so much I'd like to know about the lands beyond Taral. We must talk again soon, next time perhaps on a hunt together. Beast tribe? Question mark? Etherite first. Before I forget. And then Orby. I assume there's probably going to be one nearby. More than likely up to the north there. Southeast, okay. 90 yards. Oh, there's one literally like right here. Oh, there it is. It's on the pier. Nice. Another one nearby. To the east. Way over there. We can leave that one for later. going to be near the pile of wood. We have to carry all this back to the station. We need some of the runique things. We've more than enough timber to fix the ties. Now we need to transport it to the station, which will be a bit more involved than I thought. I didn't expect we'd be given so much. Mind waiting here a spell while I round up a few more hands and a runique? I won't be long. I'm glad that went well, and thankfully it seems we won't need to make several trips for the timber. Hello, frog. And a weapon. Erenvel regards the pile of timber with undisguised weariness. While we wait, we could get started moving the timber somewhere more accessible. It shouldn't take long if we split the work. Lala frog. That jacket's cool. You have 2 minutes to complete the task. Oh no. Do all these quests. Just absurdly large box being hefted above her head. There's one of the quests for the Orbeez. We don't have far to go. You just can't get around how silly this looks all the time. Oh, we can even jump with it. This is more ridiculous. Growing weary with each passing second. Oh no. Thunk. I should think this will be enough. That was mighty kind of you to move all that lumber. Sorry we didn't make it back sooner. Greet. We'll see to the rest. Nodders. Once we've repaired the tracks, we'll have you on the first train out of town. Ain't that right, Chief? Yeah, as much as I'd love to make it so, there aren't any spots available. You'll have to wait for the one after, I'm afraid, but you'll be riding free of charge. It's the least we can do to repay your kindness. That's fine. Namika and no few others were here long before we arrived. It's only right they go before us. Nodders. I hope you'll stop by and see the train off. It's a breathtaking sight, let me tell you. And Nito Weekway will be driving. No engineer compares to her, and it's always a treat to watch her work. The only work we should be worried about is our own, Shenza, and we've still more to do. Nodders. I'll find somewhere quiet near the station to pass the time. If there's anything else in Shaloni you're keen to see, I'll leave you to it. So this is up here, yeah. So we've found this zone, but there's still not much here. Like there's nothing, what all this is. I suppose we'll find out at some point. But in regards to like the main story stuff, I don't know. It's cool, like, I don't want to say filler content, but that's kind of what this feels like. The zone is pretty cool though. I like the Wild West vibe. I'm just curious to see what else they're going to do here. Like, we've been given the fact that there's cerulean mines and we've been given the train station, but I can't help but feel like, wasn't it in the Garleans who were running out of ceruleum? So like some kind of trade could be made so that the old empire gets back on its feet if Alize and Alphino come here. Had your fill of the sights? Well, they appear to have almost finished. Upon proceeding, several cutscenes will play in sequence. Oh dear.
Glorious grand machine indeed. I hope Namika was able to secure a seat.
Here she comes!
Wave. this go straight to Tuliolo? It ain't half moving.
Thanks to you, we managed to resume service much faster than anticipated. You have our gratitude.
There's nothing so enchanting as a cerulean-powered engine in motion.
Ain't that the truth? Don't think I'll ever tire of watching them chugging along. They make wagons look like toys.
And so long as we can lay the tracks, she can go on and on and on. Before you know it, she'll be crossing the entire continent.
Railroads are a somewhat recent addition to Tyrol. As it stands, we can only ferry folks as far as Yassolani. And from an operational standpoint, we still have much to learn. There's always some problem or another to deal with. But we'll keep working at it. We'll hone our craft and continue expanding till one day, our trains are running coast to coast. That's the ultimate dream.
Our very Wild West.
Goodness, I completely lost track of time. By now, I expect the train will be nearing Yassolani. When it returns, we'll see you on your way. So if you've got any preparations to make, you better make them quick.
Oh, stampede. Earthquake.
Not another one? You can't be serious.
Oh, here we go. I recognize the canyon now. This is where we saw the big shield of energy.
Gods have mercy.
There it is. And here comes the batshit.
What in the flying? What's happening? Oh, the train! Nitobekwe and the others!
That's a good point.
My home lies that way as well.
Off we go then.
We're going to investigate. Right now!
Oh. Here come the spaceships. Assumes that's going for the capital, yes?
What in the world? Are they heading for Tuliolal?
We need to get back right away. We need to follow that airship. Okay, so we're not going. We're not going to see the dome. To the Etherite. This game has now become Tron. Ooh. Not so much.
Heavens forfend.
You're here.
Ah.
Good, good. They came from the sky and attacked without any warning. The people need our help.
Not us.
Can you stand?
The twins are doing work.
Try to remain calm, everyone.
What the?
I don't know what they are, but they're not men.
Interesting. Not that she cares.
Someone help me, please!
Especially. Oh.
Bastard!
Come on, Earth.
What did it just do?
Yeah. You're taking the ether? Uncle Jaja?
Thank you.
Save the things. Just get to safety. I'll hold the line here. Fall back to the palace.
Good man.
Quickly, before it's overrun.
Thank you, Bakul Jaja.
And twins in tow as well.
This is simply how I do things now. So, who wants to taste my blade next?
Oh, it's her. The funny woman? The lady from the cover art. One hopes Kona is okay. Oh, it's that dude. He was fine. Kettenram. And this is the first son. Yeah. He's been tronned up.
That you should still live.
Oh, it's the Dawn Servant. Or
Zoralcha?
previous Dawnstone dad. There's Kona.
By the gods, what has happened to you?
This is your butchery, isn't it? After everything you've done in service to the throne, how could you betray us?
My demand is simple. The dissolution of Tuli Yolal and surrender of all its territories. Refuse, and I will kill every last one of you.
Have you gone mad?
No. My ambition remains unchanged. To teach the masses the folly of war, that they cry out for peace, and thus lead the world.
What has changed you so much, and in so short a time? To harm the very people you swore to serve.
Is that Palpatine on the floor?
This is an unforgivable deed committed by my son. My son!
Oh, ripped throne.
You have heard my ultimatum.
And you will have my answer. By my hands, I will end your madness.
He's not going to make it through this, is he?
I can't wait. I should be the one to do this.
No. His sins are mine to bear.
Fear not. Ozoralcha is strong. He has never been father's equal in combat.
Yeah, but now he's been troned up.
I believed you long dead. To have the chance to kill you myself is an unforeseen blessing.
Farewell, Zoralcha, my son. And forgive me.
It's not going to kill him though, is it? Let's be honest. And he's going to stab him in the back, because that's how Final Fantasy plays out. The people of the Golden City never died. Yeah. It's gonna res him. Yep.
What?
How?
Despite his old age, the mighty Gulul Jaja remains a fearsome foe indeed. You retain the vitality of two souls, despite the passing of one. I shall even the odds.
Now he's doing the Viper thing. It was all going so well.
Papa?
Even the blessed are mortal.
Father!
You are no match for me.
Murderer. On my honor, as vow of resolve, I'll make you pay!
So the once faint-hearted girl would live up to her title. Very well. If only to demonstrate the disparity between us, I give you a chance to prove yourself. Rally the entirety of your strength. Lay siege to my kingdom. Strike me down, like I did father. Then, will you be his worthy successor?
Thralcha, wait!
My warships will remain in your skies. When you fail to prove your worth, I shall order them to lay waste to Tuli Yolal. Choose your next steps wisely.
Well, I wanted Batshit. Here is Batshit. He's obviously not going to make it, is he? This cannot be! How could this happen? I can scarcely believe my eyes. We did everything we could, everything, but it simply wasn't enough. ... And Kettenram as well. 12 have mercy. Kettenram obviously knows something. Can't die. He can't. I fear he's about to. Ding! Somewhat depressingly. Uklamat is struggling to process what she's witnessed. How could this happen? Very upbeat theme for this.
beyond saving.
Father, please. You can't give up.
Are you there, oh friend?
I'm right here. I'm right here.
Look after my children.
What? I'm an old fossil like you. I've only got so many years left. But if that's what you want, it would be an honor.
You and I must go on another journey together someday.
Aye, you can count on it.
Oglamat. Kona.
Yes, Papa.
The graves of the Yokwi. You saw them, yes? I always found their teachings comforting.
Please, Father, you must save your strength.
Our flesh may wither and die, but so long as we are remembered, we are never truly gone. Through you, my hopes survive. Through you, I live on. So do not mourn me. Walk tall and see our nation to a brighter future.
My silence says it all. Kettenram has some things to answer, I fear. At a time like this, we must take the initiative. There will be countless people in need of help. I don't understand. Galu Jaja was so proud to be succeeded by his children, to think that he will never get to see them carry on his legacy. What can we do now, Kona? We must see to the people, assess casualties, as well as any damage done to the city, yes. If only I'd been more careful. Right, so Val Wuklamat, Valkona, I bring word from the city. The enemy is withdrawn and the Landsguard have begun rendering aid to the people. Casualties within our ranks have hindered progress, but we continue to do all that we can. I thank you for the report. Please inform the guard they are to prioritize such efforts until further notice. The people, I need to help them. We will assist you in whatever way we can, of course. Thank you, thank you. There's sure to be wounded everywhere, more than I could count. We'll split up and help all of them. You can count on us. And the twins are off again. Alphano and Alize, could you take Bayside Bevy, and Kryl and Erenville the palace perimeter? As for Bitter, please come to the Resplendent Quarter with me. We'll all meet back here afterwards. Nod us many times. Kona and Ketenram going to have a talk. It was a powerful scene. We knew he probably wasn't going to make it through, but still, it was a powerful scene. And now we have to deal with Tron. He's like the clue, really, isn't he, of Final Fantasy right now. Let's use our Ethernet. Let's go upstairs to this bit. Dazed Citizen. I could switch to Sage, but I'm not the right level. Eating. Thanks, I think I'm alright. Did you see them? They're soldiers. They look like people, but they killed and killed with no hesitation. If they attack us again, how can we hope to defend ourselves? I wonder if like they were stealing people's ether to make more soldiers? Question mark? Here's Wuklamat. Where are you hurt? Could be more upstairs, isn't there? Thank you, miss, but my husband and my son, they were killed. Eh. No one else here. Someone further upstairs. Someone around here. No. There they are, angered soldier. My thanks, I'll be fine now, but we failed to protect the people. Why did so many have to die? Where were Val Wuklamat and Valkona? Not to blame, I understand, I do, but I need to clear my head. Go downstairs. Befuddled citizen. Yeah, it's our Dragoon again in the what I thought was tank armor. Thank you, I thought it was done for. I heard something disturbing. The enemy leader, they say he looked like Zoralja. That can't be true, can it? Why would the first promise attack his own people? If it was him, what happens now? Is he going to come back? What do we do if he does? Just a bit befuddled. Thank you. The pain is better now, but I can't stop shaking. Where did they come from? Why did they attack us? And why are those things still in the sky? We had peace under Galor Jaja. We were safe, but now... Are they still up there? Can we like see them? Doesn't look like it. Not unless they're out over the coast. That way. Up there. Oh no, other way, that way. Doesn't look like we can see them. Ominous clouds is the weather. You finished aiding the people here? Others? Thank you. There were children among the wounded. Children! No, now isn't the time. There are still others who need help. Could you go and see how things are at the Talon March? And afterwards, go and find Alizé at Bayside Bevy. Yeah, and off she goes again. Could use the Aetheryte. Yeah, let's do that. Go to the caverns. Survey the designated locations for damage. There's our Dragoon friend again. No evidence of significant damage from the battle. The fighting did not spread this far. The marketplace looks trashed. Fresh scorch marks on the ground are doubtless from the enemy assault. Still no sign of the twins, not yet anyway. The shop appears to have weathered the chaos, though its wares have been strewn across the floor. The harbour looks alright. The port remains unscathed, but enemy ships continue to loom overhead. Oh, so they do. There they are. They need to be around somewhere. Back up to the bevy. Is the delivery Moogles okay? Oh, here's Alizé. Alphino, is he around? I've helped all those I could find and seen them delivered into the Landsguard's care. As many casualties as there are, it would have been worse if the Landsguard hadn't fought as bravely as they did. And if Zeralja actually meant to harm the people. I mean, look around. The buildings are hardly damaged. I suspect his aim was more to incite fear, to show that he could strike whenever he pleases. But we can discuss that later. Now is Lamachi. Not good. She ran off. Even after what happened to her father, she's trying so hard to fulfill her duty to the people. Still, everyone has their limits. She needs rest, and soon. Someone mentioned seeing her head towards the shore. Perhaps she's gone to the Gornitruk Gleam Sands, so the beach, in plain English. This side, and she's not gone for food. Oh, there she is. Alizé, is Alizé around? Doesn't look like it.
Steady now. I've brought you medicine. Drink.
I thought she was just kneeling on the beach.
There you are, Lamachi. I was beginning to...
Come on! Come on! Take it! Please!
Lamachi. Lamachi!
How could I?
Oh, is this Pesci? I can't remember her name. Or is this just somebody else?
Look at me, Lamachi. You need rest. You and her both. I will tend to this soul.
Oh, it is?
But my people... I have to help them.
The Landsguard have matters well in hand. Trust in them. If there's another attack, your people will need you to protect them. They'll need you to be sharp. So please rest. Consider it your duty.
More nodders? Back to Maker's Ruin.
Before them all. Said that we'd build a nation where everyone knows happiness. So much for that promise. What good is a vow of resolve who cannot save her people?
Can handle this. You won't save your people by brooding. We'll go for the nice answer this time.
You'll stick with me.
What is?
Thank you. My head's a little clearer now. I need to concentrate on what I can do, rather than what I can't. We've dealt with unfriendly factions before. From Yokhui still longing for conquest, to adherents of blessed siblings, people who are unwilling to listen. Even so, I believe that by learning about one another and engaging in good faith, we could peacefully settle our differences. And we did. My brother is different. There will be no reasoning with him. He killed our people, our father. He'll stop at nothing to achieve his goal. What's more, he has power. The power to destroy the peace we've worked so hard to preserve. If I'm to protect that peace, then I must fight. I must confront Zorolja and kill him.
It's an ominous thing to say with More Than Truth playing in the background. But here we are. I'm fine, just needed a moment to settle my nerves. Thank you for being there for me and for urging me on despite all my sulking. Sitting around complaining isn't very leader-like, is it? So much has happened so quickly, I struggle to make sense of it all. The strange soldiers, the floating ships, the new powers Zorolja commands. Given everything he's done and still intends to do, I know I can't afford to run headlong into battle. Not this time. I can't let this terrible pain in my heart lead me astray, but I will make my strength. The strength to do what I must. Slap, slap. Right, I'm heading back to the palace. I need to talk strategy with Kona. Could you and the others join us in a while? However we decide to proceed, I want you all to be aware of it. Oh, and could you tell Alice I'll be alright? She's probably at Bayside Bevy. I'll speak with Alice first. I'm highly suspect of that person not making it, but I suppose we'll see. Hello, Viper. Oh, I went to the wrong one. Never mind. Or did I? I did not. I thought I did. That's why I was clicking on the wrong thing. It is quite late. Who are those people? It's very late, but I'm engrossed in the story, so I'm pressing on. I'm also going to have to unpack the items I've gotten. Oh, Acacia Gear, chest coffer. These are getting to the point where they are actual upgrades now. It's very minor, but they are upgrades. Oh, Alice's found one of the dead soldiers. Oh, you're back. By that, I take it to mean Lamatie's feeling better. She needs to be strong for the people of Taral, I understand that, but she doesn't have to do it alone. So, if she tends to fight, then we fight together. That said, I wish I knew exactly what we were up against. Yeah, get some legs. Regards the fallen soldier. It's clearly not a person, but it doesn't like any automaton or magitech weapon I've ever seen. As far and wide as you've travelled though, perhaps you've encountered something similar before? Would you mind taking a closer look? It may yield some clues as to Zoralja's new powers. Examine the fallen soldier. Headpiece. In front of where his eyes or mouth might be, you see a strange sigil on the front of his helm. Chest piece. From a distance it appeared to be simple armour, but upon closer inspection its construction is quite intricate. The material from which it was made is unclear, and you see no signs of a power source. And the weapon? The general shape of this weapon resembles a gun, but its construction suggests it's far more advanced than anything you've seen before. So, what do you think? It's unlike anything I've ever seen. It looks like a person, but it's clearly mechanical. Indeed, while it resembles a person, it has features that make it uncanny. The lack of a face, not least of all. Did you see any sign of a power source? Need to talk to Kryl, so it probably doesn't run on ceruleum or any other conventional fuels. I tried channeling ether into it earlier, but there was no response. That would seem to rule it out as an arcane entity. It's completely lifeless now, a far cry from the unstoppable enemy it was in battle. Even the material it's made of is a mystery. Rather than metal, it's more akin to stone. Wait, have we seen this somewhere recently? We have, in the Skydeep Cenote. Yeah, those statue things that jumped at us. That's right, the glowing stone used in the chamber with the gate to the Golden City. Well, that too. And while the soldiers are a different colour, the warships are the same black as the stone of the gate itself. There has to be a connection. Let's share our observations with the others when we gather at Sunperch. Can I have his gun? The sooner we get to the bottom of this mystery, the better. Ooh, and she stalks off. Let's unwrap our armour. It's the same as the stuff that I was looking at on the market board earlier on. I'm not much of a fan. We may wait until we can see what we get from the next instance and see if that's any better. Because my gear still isn't that bad, it's still like 660, so... So that was what, 669, so yeah, not that much of an upgrade. Some perch. And just Alizé out here. Looks like everyone is here already.
Thank you for coming, everyone. And thank you for taking charge in the relief effort. We would have fared far worse without you.
Someone had to do it, that's all. Come, let's take stock.
In terms of casualties, at least 50 died in the attack. And many times that number are wounded. All available healers are seen to their care. Structural damage at least is limited, so essential business can be conducted without issue. That said, the people are understandably shaken. We must assuage their fears and begin working to restore things to normal as quickly as possible.
Now, the most confounding mystery remains our enemy. And their mechanical soldiers created with technology that surpasses anything I've ever seen. What is their nature? And how did Zoralja manage to bring them under his command? Such things remain unknown.
They emerged from the dome encasing Yasolani. We're quite certain of that much.
Speaking of the dome, we have some theories, I'm told.
Indeed. I would like to call upon some helpers to join the discussion. May I invite them here?
Is that going to be Cat Mommy and #1 fan?
It's me. Permission has been granted. You can come in.
Come on, stop with the suspense.
Greetings, everyone.
It's about time. And Cat Mom.
Raha! Y'shtola!
After that long voyage, I had hoped that we might be afforded a moment's rest. But I gather circumstances are quite dire.
It's good to see them.
All is well in the Annex, never fear. I've already dealt with the most pressing matters, and others hold the fort in my absence.
Following the changing of Dawn servants, Gulul Jar Jar spoke about the Golden City to his 2 successors. Thanks to Wuglamat, I was allowed to attend that meeting. What I heard led me to conclude that this was a matter for the students. Thus did I call upon our comrades who possess the requisite expertise.
No sign of the dads yet.
After that the dome manifested. But, based on what we know, I have reason to believe that it is connected to the Golden City.
While we're eager to help, we have limited familiarity with the situation. Might we trouble you to explain from the beginning?
As you know, it was a letter I found tucked away in the Baldessian Annex that brought me to Toral. A letter from the Dawn servant, addressed to my grandfather, sent some 20 years ago.
The request to investigate the City of Gold?
Indeed. The strange thing is, there was mention of neither Toral nor the city in our records. Hoping to learn the truth of my grandfather's mission, what he did and saw, I volunteered to help in the rite of succession. At the end of which, I was able to hear the tale from Galul Jar Jar. Like us, my grandfather went to the deepest chamber of the Sky Deep Cenote. And, like us, he saw the gate to the Golden City.
Is that what you required our help with? This gate?
It was. You see, the gate was opened once in the past. And
it led to another reflection.
Is she right?
I can take the story from here. Considering my part in these affairs, I reckon maybe I'm best equipped to speak on the matter. I was there too, you see. In those ruins, together with Galuf and Galul Jar Jar. And what I saw that day, I'll never forget.
Time for the echo to kick in again. Yeah. Galuf.
This black stone is remarkable. I cannot help but wonder if the structures in this part of the ruins were built by a completely different civilization.
It was over 1,000 years ago that the giants mined here. Their records make no mention of glowing stones.
It harbors high concentrations of ether, and on the surface are what appear to be arcane patterns. They aren't Allagan, or Marquis, or Nemean.
I'll make Jesse
If anything,
happy.
They put me in mind of the calculations of the South Sea Islanders, but even then...
So definitely nothing descended from the other calamities.
7 hells! What did you do?
Nothing.
An earthquake?
The gateway.
None of this has ever happened before.
A void gate? Hey, this is different.
It's Hippopoto. Oh, I have a terrible suspicion I see where this is going. Is that Kryl? The baby, I mean, not the Lalafell who's coming out.
Now, hold on. Why would you...
Oh, the key.
Now, what's this?
What is this? Who are you?
So Kryl was from another reflection. That's what I'm guessing.
Though it never opened again, Galuf continued to study the gate for years after that, hoping to learn something of value. All he could conclude was that it was built with unknown technology, and that it led to another world, one apart from the Void. We'd assumed the ruins themselves were the Golden City, only to discover that the real prize actually lay beyond the gate, and beyond our reach. Couldn't make head nor tail of the artifact, either. As it had similar properties to the black stone in the ruins, we were convinced it was important, so Galul Jaja took it to the palace for safekeeping. Galuf, meanwhile, took the baby with him back to Sharlayan and raised her as his own.
And there we go.
Then the child was...
Kryl.
The earring inside the letter to my grandfather. It was apparently found amongst my swaddling clothes.
If this is true, then it means that you hail from another reflection.
So it would seem. I still struggle to take it all in myself.
Interesting.
Looking back, Grandfather was always quick to seek distractions whenever I broached the subject. But never would I have guessed anything like this. But enough about me. We have more pressing matters.
The forces that assailed Tuliyollal. You suspect they are somehow connected to the Golden City?
Thinking back on it, the soldiers looked like they could have been made from the same black stone.
And leading them was Zeralja. His involvement also lends weight to the theory. On the day of the succession ceremony, a bandit took me unawares and knocked me out. When I came to, I found my home turned upside down, with a few particular items missing. Namely the keystones I was entrusted with, from my role as Watcher of the Gate.
The bandit? You believe that it was...
I only got a glimpse of him, but I was a blue-scaled Hubigo. I know of no other.
The artifact stored at the palace was also stolen. The thief struck during the ceremony, and the guard was spread thin.
So our assumption is Zeralja somehow opened that gate to another reflection, where he acquired advanced technology and his mechanical army.
It fits. And if he did, then it's also likely that the dome is a product of this unknown reflection.
Hold on. We've been going on and on about the reflections, but what of my home? What's become of it?
Is it turned into Section 9? Ah. I'm going to find out.
Indeed. Where it concerns other realities, I dare say the Scions are best suited to tackle the task.
We're getting the band back together.
You can say that again. We've been to the literal edge of existence. Some mysterious giant dome shouldn't scare us.
As you know, our order has ostensibly disbanded. We'd thank you to be discreet about our unofficial reunion.
Huh. Worry not. We'll spare no effort to get to the bottom of this. And with our hero eager to help, you can be confident of the results.
Where are the dads? Smirk.
I'm coming with you. If that's where my brother is, then that's where I must go. I can't say I understand everything you're discussing, but I know what I have to do. I have to put a stop to Zeralja and restore the people's happiness.
Suffice it to say, I share Lamachi's desire to join you. However, under these circumstances, it would be unwise for both vows to be absent from the city. As such, I shall remain in Tuliyollal. Come what may, I will protect our nation. So go forth, sister, and do what you must.
Thank you.
It may be prudent for us to likewise divide our forces. While one group ventures into the dome, the other keeps guard without.
Agreed. There's something I wish to investigate out here, so I will remain.
I as well. The enemy's warships still loom overhead, and I would see that we are prepared for the worst.
I wish to go to the dome. As a student, I have an obligation to investigate this potential threat to the world.
And it's coming for her.
But I'd be lying if I said I'm not deathly curious about my origins. If there's aught to be learned, then I want to learn it.
In that case, please let me come too. I have to see what's become of my home. I may not be a fighter, but I know those lands like the back of my hand. I can guide you.
If you hadn't offered, I would have asked. We're counting on you.
I'm not one for waiting around, so if it's all the same to you, I'll join the Dome crew.
You should accompany them, Graha. I expect your knowledge and experience will be useful. In the meantime, I intend to learn what I can about the gate, and will keep you apprised of my findings. Pray do the same.
Assuming communication is possible from inside the dome, we'll maintain contact and share any developments.
It seems our teams are assembled. A fine roster, I think.
Looks good to me. We'll find a way to deal with the threat. For the sake of Tural.
But where's the dads?
It's truly heartening to have you at our side for this. Thank you, everyone. Now, before we set off, there's one thing I need to do. The people are still shaken by the attack, and I'd like to reassure them as best I can.
Nodders. Nodders. Many times nodders. I'm indebted to Ojika for overseeing our operations in my absence. I will endeavour to make myself as useful as I can here. Another reflection encroaches upon our own, but how and why now? Please be safe. We'll find a way to breach the dome, and we'll make sure everyone inside is safe. It's embarrassing to think how Zaralja caught me unawares, but I've no doubt the bastard came to kill me. I reckon he would have succeeded were it anyone else. Who would have thought that him taking the key would lead to all of this? I fear we need to know more if we're to defend against another assault. I struggle to believe I'm from another reflection. I wonder, does this mean my soul is thinner than a native of the source? Surely not. Y'shtola would have noticed. God, there's so much I don't understand. My head is ripe to burst. She's got a point. This talk of reflection is perplexing, to say the least. I should be glad for your help in understanding and overcoming this crisis. I know what I have to do now. Before investigating the dome, let's see to one important matter. I know we're in a hurry to set off, but before we do, I need to address my people. The peace we swore to uphold has been shattered. They need to understand what's happened and how we intend to fix it. So, I want to call an assembly at the Winged Walk and assure them that all will be well. But as shaken as they are, I don't know how many will come. It's those who are most distressed that truly need to hear your words. If you like, I shall seek out such souls and encourage them to attend. I'll help too. This is an important step in the city's recovery. Care to join us, Bitter? While you handle that, Erenville and I will see to provisions for the expedition. Thank you. I'll go ahead and have the Landsguard announce the address. People must first know there's going to be one before they can decide whether or not they want to hear it. If you could see to the Resplendent Quarter and Bayside Bevy, Alize and I will split the rest of the city between us. Nodders. And they don't say anything else. We'll let the cat people have a chat.